Let's get busy.
Live from the Shooting from the Lip studio in Louisville, Kentucky, it's time for Shooting Stars with your hosts Kevin Hale and Greg Unthank.
What is up? Kevin Hale up in this Shooting from the Lip studio, alive and here with my G Money man, Greg Unthank. Greg, what's up, player?
Same old, buddy. How high are you kicking tonight?
I'm kicking kind of high between my meds. I had to do a glass of wine, and our cats will be come next week in hoops. So it could be worse.
All right.
Could be worse.
That's right.
Yeah. How you feeling?
I'm fair to middling. I'm doing all right. Ready to hang out and talk to some good folks.
We do have a good show tonight lined up.
Yeah.
Ryan Murphy will be on the first segment around 10:05. Drummer with Wax Factory and the group Full Contact Karaoke. I like that little concept. I can't wait to talk to him about that. And then the second segment, Dana Smith, who is with Audio Addiction. She'll join us. She had nothing but sweet things to say about you, which was kind of gagging me. And then I assured her that this is going to be an interrogation for her tonight. But you had a band rehearsal tonight, didn't you?
I did. Yeah, I had a
Who was that with?
Spare Change Millionaire rehearsal.
Gotcha. You got a gig this weekend as well.
We do. We have a gig out at New Directions.
New Directions.
Yeah, it's the first time that I've played with them out there.
Mm-hmm.
So something new. I've played out there before, but first time with those guys. So
good old Mo.
Looking forward to it.
Good old
Mo. Yeah.
Mo. You know, it would be. I would be not a good co-host, without at least for 60 seconds bringing up something that happened within the last week. Actually, last Tuesday night. New president-elect. We've had a week to digest everything. What's been your take so far? Just a few seconds. Politics.
I just hope that everybody lets all the stuff blow over and give him a chance to see what's going to happen if you voted for him and if you didn't vote for him. There's really nothing that can be done about it at this point. I don't know what people think they can do about it, but they can't do anything about it. And let's just see what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you.
Let it play out. Let's see. Hopefully, he'll surround himself with some worthy people, and we can get some things done, and hopefully we can make everybody happy on something.
There you go. It is.
You can't make everybody happy on everything, but maybe we can make everybody happy on something.
Yeah, and the last several Monday night shows, Russ and I've had some spirited conversations when it comes to this whole the political scene, if you will. Good banter.
Yeah.
Good banter. Nothing offensive. It's but the gist is that we all have to try to find a middle ground. And he is the president-elect. Let's give him a chance. You may not have to give him a pass. Like
right.
my take is, I'm definitely 100% going to give him a chance, but I do not 100% give him a pass with everything that he campaigned on. But that was the end. This is now.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing that kind of aggravates me is that you live in America. Everybody. You cannot say that he is not your president. He actually is. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't respect him, at least respect the position. That's respect the position. Pretty much that kind of says it. He is the president. So
right.
Let's just see what
things
happens.
Play out. Things will play out.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Between that, let's see what else is going on. Shout out to our Kentucky Wildcats, undefeated, 3-0 basketball. Took down
Basketball,
Michigan. Yeah, took down Michigan State last night. It really wasn't much of a game. Now, granted, Michigan State didn't have some of their players, but Kentucky for the most part beat them like they didn't have some of their key players. So that was good. And there's a lot of upside with this team, Greg.
Uh-huh. Oh, absolutely, man. Wow. Who was that? Had 7 3-pointers. Who was that?
Monk.
Monk. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
New team. You got to learn all the names, every year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They look good. And then you got to say, also got to mention, Louisville football is right there hanging on the edge of getting into the playoffs.
I want to ask you that. You're a sports guy. You're a football guy. You saw the playoffs, and Ryan hasn't called you yet, so we got some time to talk. The top 4 teams they announced last night, actually in between the 2 basketball games, which was a very cool thing for them to do. But I think we all agree Alabama won, and probably Ohio State too. What about 3 and 4? Because Michigan was 3, Clemson was 4.
I don't know. I don't keep up that much with the college scene. Clemson beat Louisville. Louisville looks like a better team. They're saying that Clemson or is it Michigan has hurt, their quarterback is hurt now and he's not going to play.
Right.
So they're saying that they don't deserve the spot, that they just got beat by somebody, a very unranked team. Everybody's been beat.
Right. Yeah, Iowa beat them. It was at Iowa. It was of Michigan, Clemson, and Washington losing. Michigan's lost. However, the committee kept them at number 3, which to me didn't make any sense. I don't like all the playoff committee. To me, the way that they have said is that every week they'll give you their top 25, and obviously we're focusing on the top 4, but that the top 4 is supposed to be the 4 best teams as of that day. And if you do it that way, head to head can't figure, because to me, Clemson beating Louisville early on in the season, I don't think Clemson can beat them now on a neutral field. I think Louisville's better.
They did beat them. But they did beat them. I think Louisville's better too, but they did beat them. So that kind of gives them the edge on that. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't see it like that, but I think that gives them the edge. Anytime you beat the team on your record, if you beat them, that gives you the edge. It seems like they were saying that if you're a conference winner, also that's going to make a difference. Strength of schedule. Louisville's only played Clemson, and it's only been beat by Clemson. It really hurt Louisville not just destroying these last few games. Wake Forest almost beat Louisville. I mean, if it wasn't for the last few minutes of Louisville came back and scored 30-something points within 5 minutes, something crazy. I mean, it looked like they were going to get beat, and then they just kind of exploded on Wake Forest and won. Duke, they should have beat the hell out of Duke. And there was another team they should have beat the hell out of, and they didn't. And if they did,
Virginia,
they may be sitting. They may be sitting in that 3 and 4 spot.
I fear for our Kentucky Wildcats going into Papa John's. I think if Petrino can put 60, if they can run up the score, they're going to. Actually, their last couple games, they're going to do it just to try to make an impression. All right, enough sports talk. Let's talk the universal language, Greg. We got someone who is very highly respected here in the Louisville community, the music scene.
Wow.
Mr. Ryan Murphy. Ryan, what's up, brother?
What's up? I love sports, and what I love more than sports is to talk sports.
I know.
Ryan.
Yeah. What's up, man?
What's up, buddy? Tell us your take on all that, man. On the whole football thing. Do you really have a take on it?
I'm not, but I am going to tell you a story. You ready?
All right.
Here's a story. About 3 years ago, maybe 4, myself and Kevin McCurry and Mike Ingolstadt, the wonderful Mike Ingolstadt, we were they had decided to go up to a little local bar downtown. I don't remember the name of the place, but my wife and kids were out of town. I was like, yeah, man, it's a Sunday. I'll go with you. And watch some sports. And I know you guys were talking about football, but this was a basketball thing. And it was like a bunch of teams. It was one of these sports bars. Everything's in there. And I literally know nothing about it. Shouldn't even be talking about it. So, and then here comes Ann Bowden walking through the door with a camera crew.
Yeah.
And she's a good friend of mine, so she immediately walks right up to me, and before out of my mouth could be, please, Ann, please, Lord God, please don't interview me, please. She's got a mic in my face and a camera rolling, and I'm just going, yeah. Okay. I mean, I'm telling you that, you know, I'm like digging for phrases like full court press or, you know, a 3-pointer. I'm just like, and McCurry's standing behind her, just like laughing, just cracking up, just like.
Nice.
But, so, you know, not only did they air it that night, they aired it the next morning, the next afternoon. And I remember the funniest thing was I think I got a text or a call from Pat Barris going, "What the hell were you doing on TV talking about sports?" Like, it's just those random things happen to me.
Well,
you're just,
you know,
anyway.
if I can quickly tell my story.
Sure.
Years ago, Kentucky, and Kevin, you'll probably remember this, played in the Final Four against the Michigan Wolverines, which at that time had all freshmen.
Fab Five, yeah.
Fab Five, and they beat Kentucky in the Final Four. And I was quite a bit younger at the time, a single man, and I was out with the boys, and I was very inebriated. And the same thing, and at the end of the game, we lost last second. Everybody was heartbroken. I was heartbroken.
Yeah.
And
93.
And same thing happened to me, man. The camera person busted through the interview, and he comes straight up to the drunk guy. What do you think about it's on me, and I'm talking. I'm tongue-tied and drunk and fat-tongued and everything. I don't know what I said. And then my mother said the next day after she got home from work, or 2 days later or something, she said, "Yeah, I wanted to let you know that all the ladies at work seen you on TV."
Nice.
Awesome.
Nice. Yes.
Yeah. And she said, they told me that you looked like that you were having a very good time. Yeah.
Well,
yeah, so
besides the love for music, the second love for you musicians are chicks. So, you know, there you go.
Did you say chips? Like
chips. Chips. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You just can't have one, Ryan. You just can't have one. All right. But that was then. This is now. But speaking of TV, Ryan, the first time I was acquainted with you, you actually had a TV show, correct?
I did. It was called Chords.
Yeah.
And
right.
It was good fun. And since we're telling stories, this is my favorite story of maybe it's a terrible story, but
bring it.
So you would get recognized. I mean, this was on like a local cable access thingy, you know, but it was on Insight, and I guess people would channel surf and they would come across it. And at the weirdest times, people would say something like, "Oh, you're that dude, right?" It might happen in the grocery store, random things. But so I'm at Outlook Inn for some reason, and I'm having a Greg moment. You know, I've had a couple of beverages in me.
Nice.
And I stagger off to the bathroom about 3:00 in the morning. And why this dude said this, I have no idea. And I forget the name of the band. Actually, I remember the name of the band. I'm just not gonna say who it was. And the dudes, I'm dead. You know, you're at the urinal. The dude's next to me. We're both focused, right? It's not the time for conversation. Maybe it is. I don't know. We were both having.
No, you're right.
So the guy, you know, looks up, turns his head to me, and he says, without saying like, "Hey man, you're the dude with that show" or anything, he just goes, "Man, I think the guys in that last band should probably just jump off a bridge somewhere."
Oh, wow.
Wow, dude. really? I mean, it's like,
Oh,
Was it that bad?
We're trying to showcase. I thought they were great. I was actually a huge fan of the band.
Right.
I love it. To each their own. I'm just like, dude, you couldn't have said anything positive. You couldn't have said like something fun or
jump off the bridge.
You know, I was just like,
Maybe
all right,
practice.
they don't. So I'm assuming you're not a rock fan. Maybe I don't know what it was. Good times.
Speaking of good times, you're telling some stories. Tell us, Ryan, how far back do those stories go? What was it? How long have you been doing the pounding the drum thing?
Pounding the drum thing. What like, as far as playing or like drunken bar stories?
All the above.
Well, I don't really get to do much of that anymore. Now it's more like, diaper stories and puking stories, or anything. But no, so that was, I guess the show was way back in 2004, maybe somewhere around that, 2003, 2004, something. But there was a lot of great bands. We showcased a lot of great talent, and as far as playing. It goes
I don't
way
remember
back.
that show, man. I'm sorry. I must have been out of the loop somehow.
It was interesting because Insight really made an effort to really showcase bands. They truly did, and it was neat because you could go to their studio and set it up, and it wasn't the best environment because I said I wanted it to take it to a club and get an audience and everything, but.
Yeah.
The interesting part about that was near the end of that whole thing, it took a whole lot of time. I mean, you're talking about myself and Sam Gray.
Okay. I remember Sam.
Sam did the audio for it because he was working at the studio at Mom's during that time in Jeffersonville. And it was a whole lot of work. I mean, it was a whole lot of setup and a whole lot of it was a full day worth of work just to get like 2 bands, maybe just 1 band, so it was a ton. Anyway, long story short was I actually had gotten the head of marketing at Budweiser to step up, and they were going to drop $50,000 on the show.
Oh wow!
Insight dropped the ball just big time.
Really?
They had no interest because Budweiser wanted to take it to headliners and they get like 4 bands and one night with a VIP recording thing. It was going to be. Had we done it, it would have been super cool.
Yeah.
But, nowadays we have YouTube and so,
right.
It's amazing. But speaking of YouTube, let me go ahead and mad props here to Mr. Greg Unthank and Brian Fox and the rest of the guys. Everybody in town should be talking about this. This is it's not insane. It's amazing and it's well deserved. But Gasoline has over 100,000 views.
I saw that this morning. Yeah.
I mean, let me just tell you what, Greg. You've got a track on a hit song. I mean, that's
brother. I honestly, I didn't have anything to do with that, man. That's not me on there. Didn't you play drums on that?
Are you playing on? I programmed some stuff, but I thought that you recut it.
No,
all I did was program it.
No, buddy, it's not me. He might have got. I think he might have got some Nashville guy or something. All right, yeah, that's me. I did that.
But regardless, for the band as a whole, oh my God, that's amazing.
It really is, and it hasn't been up very long either. I mean, he's only had it up for a month or so, maybe.
That's what she said.
Yeah, right.
Or at least 4. But that long, you're supposed to go to the doctor after 4 hours, right? Or the hospital. Yeah.
She said that too.
She said that too.
Nice.
Anyway, let's talk more current. Tell us about Wax Factory.
Well, we're just pushing forward and got lots of dates and lots of awesome opportunities heading for us in 2017. And the band at this point has had, I don't even have the fingers and toes to count how many members have actually been in the band.
Right.
But the team that we have right now, and I don't want to call it a band, I want to call it a team because I'm not running the band, I'm running a business, and the team that we have right now, it's I couldn't be happier and I couldn't be more blessed to have the talent that I have playing with me. So I really appreciate it. But yeah, it's a fun band. I mean, it's when you enjoy the people you work with, it's easy to play in a bar till 2 or 3 in the morning.
Who do you have in the band? Who's on your team?
We got Jeff Rogers is on guitar, and Joe Stevens is on bass, and of course we have Jessica Adamson on vocals, which you had on your show recently, I believe.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wonderful.
I think Jessica was Jessica. I don't think Jessica was on Wednesday. I think she showed up on Craig, I can't remember, Craig. It was either Monday or Wednesday night.
Wednesday.
Yeah, I think she showed up on a Monday. He showed up on a Monday night. I gave Russ the pleasure of Jessica A that night.
She's an amazing talent.
Yeah. Nice.
Anyway. Yeah, man.
And then FCK, a big FCK.
Full contact karaoke. Which that band is so much fun, and it's a pleasure to get to play with those guys. Now, Donnie Highland is the main guy for that band. He does the every Wednesday night thing over at Baxter's. I do the other gigs. I book some other corporate stuff and some private parties with that band. Of course, we've been doing the Unbridled Eve, the big derby event, for years. But how much fun is that to be able to get up and sing with a live band and with the likes of, Chip Adams on bass, and of course Mike Ingleson on guitar, and you've got Carl Stuck on guitar. It's awesome. We have an iPad up there with all the lyrics. You can go to fullcontactkaraokeband.com, and we've got all the events that we're playing listed on the website. You can go to the sign-up page, click the event. You could sign up right now.
Right.
You could sign up to sing.
I'm there. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at your list of songs. Yeah.
You could pick Baxter's 942 on the drop down. You could pick your song, put in your name and your information, hop in your car, drive to the gig, and get up, and they'll call you up on the stage. Because what it does is once you sign up online, it populates on a list on an iPad on stage. So people can sign up on their phones, and then boom, you're already on the list, and we call you up when it's time.
Mm-hmm. Now,
it's pretty awesome. And let me tell you a story on why I did that. So we were doing a regular handing out song. I create song menus, and we were handing out song menus to people, and people were signing up. And about 2 years ago, we do the St. Joe's Picnic. We're the main entertainment for Saturday night out there. We've been doing it for 2 years in a row now. So 2 years ago, my lovely wife and my kids come out there, and my wife had never seen the band. We've been doing this for almost 10 years, and it was her first time seeing the band. And so she goes, I'll sign people up. And my son, Bonham's walking around, and he's handing out song menus and asking people in the crowd, hey, do you want to sing? And it was the coolest thing ever. Oh, you don't know every song on the planet. We don't know, So we get these, what's a good word to say it? We get people that are about 6 beers in it that like to sign up and think that we know everything there is to play. So long story short was this inebriated gentleman, we didn't call him up because we didn't know his song, decided to take his frustration out on my wife in front of my children. So
no way.
That turned into a
WWE, a pay-per-view.
It was going to turn into a pay-per-view, but my children were standing there, so I had to teach a lesson on how to handle things properly. So pulling him off to the side, getting security over there, and getting him tossed out, and was.
Did he know that she was your wife?
I don't think he cared.
Okay. All right. Well, I didn't know if it was. He knew it, and it was intentionally. Okay.
Yeah, she's just like, dude, I'm just signing people up.
So anyway,
once that happened, and then it, my brain went, okay, all right, well, this crossed the line, and this, It just happened to be her where this happened. So we have to eliminate anybody going through this again, especially my wife going through this. So it was like, all right, you want to sign up, you sign up online. You put it online, boom, and that's it. We're done.
So that's where the online came from.
That's where the online thing came from. Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
When you're up there playing and you look at your wife, and she's sitting in a chair going with her hand signals going, this guy told me to blank off in my face. Come get him now.
And and you're back there playing, and it's hard to get out there.
Well, I stopped in the middle of the song to come out there to handle the situation.
There you go.
You
gotta do it.
She's a tough one, and it's never. It takes a lot for her to say that you need to deal with this right now. This needs to be handled because there's a problem. Right. Even though there's thousands of people surrounding her.
Yeah.
No one else steps out of their comfort zone to go, you need to roll out of here. But so that was the reason for the online thing. It's always something. It's like, Murphy's Law follows me around everywhere. Hey, honey, come up to the gig. It's gonna be awesome.
Ryan Murphy's Law. Yeah.
I keep telling my boys, I'm like, you just gotta embrace it, because Murphy's Law will bring you so many crazy, odd, frustrating things, but yet so many crazy, odd, wonderful, beautiful things will come along to you, brother.
Yeah, you can't help Murphy's Law.
Yeah, I want to throw something at you, Ryan. One of the things I remember us crossing paths at Kev Fest and quick, hey, that thing. But I want your take. Greg and I, we've had people on. We've had McCreary on and Manning and all those guys. But when it does come to the local music scene, I tell Greg and I drool. I mean, I'm in awe of the local talent here, and it is amazing when the talent do step up for a cause. How often are you involved? Because now probably in your position, you probably are you like one of the first people that get contacted when it comes to these benefits? But what is it like to actually be part of benefits like that?
Well, the Camp Fest was an experience, and Kevin Manning, and I love him. Kevin and I, go way back and played in bands together, and had probably way too many drinks together and playing back in those days. But when he contacted me about it and was talking about it and said, hey, where should we do it? Blah blah blah. Everybody. I'm choosing my words. Everybody
speak freely. Speak freely.
Well, this is recorded. It's on record. So everybody defaults at like some of the same bands, right?
Right.
So my thought was when this first thing came up, I was like, look, no, you can. I know this town well enough to where you can give me the list of bands that are going to be at this benefit, and I'll take a sheet of paper and I can write down all the names of people that are going to be at that club. So my focus for KevFest was, I pretty much just said, hey man, let me call the bands, let me organize that, let me go, that's why it went from country bands and rock bands and just, funk bands with, Sean Wallace and those cats. Like, let's just reach across the board and get everybody out there. Let's just get everybody that we can, because, and then you got Peter Searcy and all these other different, Brian Fox, original bands, cover bands. Because we did that, we had the crowd that we had, and we were able to raise the funds that we were able to raise, which I'm not going to talk the number, but it was impressive. And plus, too, not only that, it was I was involved, but I can't take much credit because it was the team on this thing was so badass. Kevin Manning was the leader of this whole thing.
Right.
And he had a vision, and he was leading it, and really, what you can accomplish when you get a kick-ass team together. And I knew people that had run big, huge, high-dollar benefits, and some of these people didn't even know Kevin at first. They're good friends now, but it was like, look, dude, I got this buddy, here's what's happening, blah, 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 and they all just like, whatever you need, I'm there. When we popped into our first meeting, it went from like a few strangers at a table to a family now, because we all pulled it together and kicked ass, and it was awesome.
Yeah. It was awesome, man. It was a freaking incredible experience.
The people that stepped up, the bands, and let me tell you this, man, I didn't have not one band, not one musician, not one sound person. I mean, we had a crew of sound guys there. Mm-hmm. I had so many sound guys there to make sure that there was plenty of sound guys and breaks, and we had musicians stage managing and sound guys donating their time. I mean, everybody donated their time for everything. But not one time did I get a no. Not one time did anybody complain about anything. You're talking, we had 18 bands. Everything ran perfectly smooth, and it was just, it takes a village, right?
Yeah.
And we have a fucking village in this town.
Mm-hmm.
And we all pulled it together. We all pulled it together and made an amazing thing happen. Something amazing happened. So if any of us are ever in need, that's, for me, that's comforting, because, I got young kids and I'm a musician, and it's like, and I know that if I'm ever in need, there's a huge ass community out there that's ready to step up. You know what I'm saying? For any of us, it's incredible.
That's right, man. That's right.
I mean,
right.
It's been, that goes back to the Murph benefit days, and I think the plan is to do a Kev Fest every single year.
Really? Okay.
If Kevin Manning's listening to this, he's probably going, "The fuck, what, man? Don't stress me out. What? I gotta start playing this. What are you?"
But you know what though? Because beyond Ryan, how long? I mean, we're not talking. See, now you bringing this up about doing another one is a lot more time than what you really had the first time around. Because I mean, you all pulled this off in a few months, right? It wasn't like you had a year to do it.
It wasn't a few months. It was September 18th, right?
Right.
I mean, I think it was weeks. I mean, I think it was a month and a half, maybe 2 months.
Yeah. It wasn't right. So actually, Manning should appreciate the fact that it's being brought to everyone's attention right now and not 6 weeks. So you're doing a good thing. He'll still stress. Yeah, Manning will still stress.
He'll still stress that.
But his hair will still look good. That's what I always tell him. No matter, he's got best hair in town. So
his hair.
Ryan, did you shave? Did you really shave your beard, or is that a recent picture?
That picture was taken at Joe Stevens' wedding, and unfortunately, I don't have a ton of photos archived of Steve and I. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't. Okay. That's Steve Osborne in that picture, who's passed away many years ago. So it was, that's another thing about our community. If you go through Facebook or social media, a lot of the musicians in this town, we on this particular day, we like to share a memory about Steve, or even just putting a photo up to, let his sister, to let Mary know, and the rest of the family, like, hey, we're still here. We still love him. We're still
right.
We're not just remembering him. We're not just here for his memory. We're here for the family's memory too. And it's it's on this day that has to be hopefully somewhat comforting for the family to know that, in a sense. I mean, and it's that's a tragedy all on its own, loss and a sadness. I mean, we have so many great musicians, and we've lost so many great musicians, and it's insane.
Yeah, and recently, man, it seems like the last, year, 2 years, it's just been coming in waves. I don't know if I guess we're just getting older, and I guess that's just, the way it is.
No.
But
we are.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You're right.
I mean, we are, but
I just celebrated my 11th year. I just celebrated my 11th year being 39.
Nice. I'm gonna celebrate my first year or my second year of being 39 next in 2017. So there you go.
I just recently, what is it? Last week I turned 47.
Wow, we're all there. Nice.
47. 47. And I have and I have a 3-month-old.
Yeah, you do.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, you do. That's right.
Yeah.
What the hell are you doing over there?
You can't figure out
Are
what
you
I'm doing?
Yeah,
Well,
I know what
no,
you're doing.
okay, all right, I stand correct. I know what you're doing, but why
You're
are
doing it
you
without
doing it?
so.
Why are you doing it this way right now?
Well,
Oh, they're wonderful.
well,
Well,
they,
kids
they
are.
are wonderful.
Yeah,
They are wonderful, and of course, 10 years ago, my life changed for the better, and I met my wife. And my wife's 14 years younger than I am.
No, don't. Now you're
and
bragging. Now you're bragging.
Yeah, Rob,
Well,
in the cradle. Rob.
No, but I will say this: I never saw myself as a kid guy because in my younger days I would have been a horrible dad. I was just incredibly way too selfish and self-centered to be a good dad. But luckily, you get older, you get wiser, and and here it's you never know where life's going to take you because I never saw myself as the dad type. And then here I am at 47 with 3 awesome boys. And,
Yeah,
well, that was one of my questions for you, Ryan. Is that at 47, why are you still so self-centered?
Right.
Because you're a rock and roller. You got rock and roll game.
We need to keep this all. We need to keep this all about me. So you all just keep talking about me as I keep my self-centeredness up.
Exactly.
But it's awesome.
It is.
Hopefully one of my boys or all of my boys wanted to play music because you guys know, man. It's just like I feel like as a musician, you get to see life like this. Life is like this. There's normal mortals, and they get to see their day-to-day life. And as musicians, we get to see all the rest of life. You know what I'm saying? Like we get to see crap that you normal people don't get to see, and you don't get to experience, and it's the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, we get to see
it's
it from another side, from the other point of view.
It's like
but Brian, what kid or children, in this case, your kids, the fact that your kids get to see their daddy banging on something. I'm not talking about the mom. I'm talking about a drum set. So that's kids or relate to that banging stuff. Aren't they? Are they going around, pulling out the pots and pans and just going to town on those, and you're screaming at them to knock it down.
When Bonham was younger, when my first boy was younger, he's 7 now. When he was younger,
we can narrow that down, right?
Right.
Well, his full name is Bonham. His full name is Bonham Patrick Murphy, so his initials are BPM, which is awesome. But anyway, I was working the drum shop up at Mom's and always trying to get him to play the drum kit and blah, blah, blah. So I was really just like all about it and just kind of pushing towards it. And he dug it a little bit, but he wasn't really like, I'm not really into that. Last year I bought an electronic kit. I put it in the basement. I was like, check this out. It's the greatest thing ever. And they went and jammed on it for like an hour. And then after that, I couldn't get them to go back there. Like, whatever. I'm like, oh, come on. So I'm like crying in the corner. Come on, boy. Go jam. But what's cool though is like, so I kind of stopped kind of pushing them towards it and just let them just find it on their own. Bonham goes to a performing arts school now. So he's around it a lot more, and
right.
He's starting to get drawn towards it. And then I'll just randomly take them into Guitar Center, and they'll just go nuts, and they'll run around and play the piano and bang on the drums. Which, let me just say this. Let me just go back here. When I worked in the music stores, one of the things that I used to do was it was a test of patience. Because Greg, you probably remember this too from the doo-wop days. Parents would walk in with their kids and let them just go buck ass wild in the drum kit.
Oh yeah.
And or any instrument, and you really had, one part of you were like, you were in your mind going, doesn't this child know that I'm hungover and I really can't be listening to this right now? But the other part of you is like, you know what, this is awesome because this is what it's all about. You know, when I was a kid, I wouldn't dream of coming to a shop and jamming around like this and letting you just play. And so
Yeah.
it's interesting now being away from that whole game where I don't do that anymore. And it's such a pleasure to be on the other side of the fence and take my kids and let them run buck wild at Guitar Center.
Well, you know, Ryan, real quick, you know, my son, he wanted to learn how to play, so I was teaching him some stuff down in the basement. But he don't have a lot of patience, so he thinks he can automatically do everything instantly, or he loses interest. Well, he lost interest.
He gets that from his mom, right, Greg?
But at school,
yeah, exactly.
when he was in school, they had a program, and you probably know what I'm talking about, Music Box program. Paul Culligan was the instructor of. So he said, Dad, I'm going to sign up for drum lessons, Music Box after school. I said, okay, and it was Paul. So I said, yeah, I know Paul. Wow. I know the instructor. And so Garrett's learning all this stuff from Paul and doing pretty good at it. And he was like, Dad, let me show you this thing. I said, yeah, that's the stuff I was showing you, but you never listened to me. You were telling me, leave me alone. I can't, you know, blah, blah, blah. And now Paul's showing you, and you're paying attention to it. And it's kind of, and it's just like Paul said. He said, man, you know, they're not going to listen to you, but they'll listen to somebody else, you know.
Right.
It kind of makes sense, you know. It makes a lot of sense, but that was pretty cool.
Well, and the wife and I have always said that, you know, as soon as they want to take lessons or anything like that, like, you know, I'm going to get them to, you know, if they won't listen to me, you know, whatever they want. But here's a funny story. So Bon goes to performing arts school at El Paso, and he got this VIP student thing, right? And so you get to write this little all about you and your parents and your pets and your siblings. You know, this is like this whole kind of outline page about yourself, and they put it up on the wall in the class. And the wife and I went to the parent-teacher conference, and I'm looking at this thing, going, "Oh, cool!" And I hadn't seen it, and what? It has the question of, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And it said bass player.
Ah.
What? I'm like,
was that like
freaking out.
Was that like a shot through the heart?
No. I mean,
no.
Guitar player, bass player, whatever. I mean, you know, if he wants to get less chicks, if he wants to get less chicks when he grows up,
he get less. less.
He wants to play with Dad, man. He wants to be in a band with Dad.
Oh, yeah, okay. I got you. All right, there you go.
So I'm like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. And the wife goes, oh yeah, I meant to tell you about this. She was like, when he filled it out and I saw it, I was like, oh wow. So you want to play bass? And he said, yeah, I'd like to go play music, you know, at night like Dad does. And she said, you don't want to play drums? He said, no, I'd rather play bass. I don't want to be the center of attention like Dad. I'd rather be one of the out of the way guys playing bass.
The truth shall set you free, Ryan.
Yeah.
You know, when
you
get an epiphany like that from your child. Yeah.
He's a modest.
Awesome.
He's a modest dude. Yeah.
Ryan, be honest. Ryan, before you leave the house every day, do you with your both of your index fingers make that eye to eye look in the mirror and, you know, like right back at you kind of thing? Come on, be honest.
It's more of those two index fingers go up and they wipe my tears away when I look in the mirror and I go, dude, you got old, man.
You got it.
Old,
there.
Your back hurts. And
feeling it. All right, Ryan, check us out. Wrapping up with you. Share with us, and you're pretty good. It sounds like whenever I ask this question, I always don't always get like all the information from the guests, but I think you're going to pull it off. Share with us all of your social media.
Oh, share with you all of my social media.
Yeah.
Let's start off with the websites. I'm gonna plug the bands. So waxfactoryband.com, and you've got fullcontactkaraokeband.com, and then you've got Full Contact Karaoke Louisville is the Facebook page for the karaoke band, which you could sign up to sing with the band on the Facebook page and or the website. And it's the Facebook for Wax Factory is just Wax Factory, and the Twitter is at Wax Factory Band. Twitter for Full Contact Karaoke is at Full Contact Karaoke Band, and my personal Twitter is at Pound the Drums. And I don't use Twitter that much, actually.
I noticed.
Yeah. I'm not a tweeting. I don't get it. So
it would be another means to put you front and center, like your child acknowledged. So just saying.
But I try, but I sometimes I'm like, I don't really get this. So, but Jessica is going to be doing. Luckily, Jessica being the younger millennial that she is.
There you go. So, a good call.
When I brought
Brian, not only are you looks, but you got brains. So there you go. You pulled that off. Putting Jessica in that role.
You know what? I'm fantastic. I'm a fantastic delegator. I don't really accomplish much, but
well,
I learned that.
All right, Ryan. Before we let you go, we've got one more story to share with you, and the story is going to come from the guest of the next segment, who's been waiting patiently, and I appreciate that. Guest, state your name and then state your story.
Hi, guys. It's Dana Smith from Audio Addiction, and I just wanted to tell you, Ryan, while you're on here, that I went out to see Wax Factory. It's been a few weeks ago, I think, and so about a week after that, I went to the grocery because we rockers do grocery shop. So I pull in the parking lot, and I see you, Ryan, and I'm like, I yell, Ryan, and so you turn around and you're like, hey, and I'm like, but you looked a little confused, and I'm like, hey, so, and I start talking, and then you said to me, I'm not Ryan. Well, I kind of went off on a rant or whatever, and so my response to that was, yes, you are, and the guy. Then I just sort of slumped down in my car and drove off. So I didn't see you. I saw your twin, and I was so excited to not see you. But yeah. So anyway, good to talk to you.
That's like super wacky, dude.
We all have
What are they? The paranormal, from a paranormal perspective, don't they call it a doppelganger or whatever? Something like that.
It was really awkward.
Obviously,
people super crazy. So
obviously, that was not. You know what'd be funny is if that was me and I just kind of played it off like that.
Well,
I think the dude's an idiot.
Was wrong. The beard was wrong. So.
Well, I think that dude's an idiot for not at least acting like Ryan. I would say, hey, what's going on?
Prolong the conversation. I mean, you gotta.
You really
I say this with due respect, Dana. I mean, it's like you got a hot blonde reaching out to you or saying hi to you. I would have been Ryan as well. I would have been Ryan for the next, hour at least. So 4 hours until.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You had to go to the doctor.
Until I had to go to the doctor.
So, I don't know why this would happen, and but anyway, speaking of getting mixed up, and way back in the day, right? For whatever reason, I don't get it. I don't see it. He doesn't see it. Whatever. But Carl Stuck and I would constantly get confused by. We would be at a club and we would have people or females come up to us and just completely get us mixed up. Completely. I have no idea why. We never got it. We would share stories with each other and just go, we didn't see it. But
I can do you one better, Ryan, because people used to get me mixed up with Chuck Mingus.
God, I have a fabulous
good
Lord. Chuck Mingus story. You guys want to hear before I go? I'm gonna finish this thing off with the Chuck Mingus story. You ready?
Go ahead.
You guys ready?
I love Chuck Mingus, by the way. It's been a long time since people confused us, but
Chuck is like an amazing guitar player. He's a super sweet guy, and Chuck has maybe said, I don't know, maybe like like not directly to me personally, maybe 5 words. He's just a quiet dude, right?
Yeah, he's a quiet guy.
So, I kid you not. This is a true story. So we're doing this whole moms thing. We all go down to the Nashville NAMM show, and moms pays for a hotel room, and they put like 10 of us in there. I don't know where we were drinking, but we were drinking, and Greg, you know how these NAMM shows go, and there's a party, we're drinking, whatever. But I literally wake up the next morning in this bed, and I'm spooning Chuck. I mean, I'm like, I got him. I'm like leg up over him. I'm spooning everything. I got him fully. I got him fully embraced. Like just.
Yeah.
He's
I would admit that. I would admit that. It's all.
He's such a nice dude.
Yeah.
Like I woke up and was just like, what the hell? Oh, sorry, bro. And he says, and I quote, "It's cool."
Yeah.
That's all he said. He never said another. And that's 2 of the words out of the 5 words that he's ever said directly to me.
2 of the 5. Nice.
That's about right.
Oh, well.
Good time.
Ryan, what's real quick
what's
share with us gigs? What's your all's gigs coming up?
So Wax Factory has this weekend. Friday night we'll be at Diamonds in St. Matthews. Saturday night we'll be at the Levee from 8 to midnight.
I really like that place. I went there for the first time this past weekend. That whole vibe there, that scene, I really dug that. I'm gonna.
It's
that.
It's a great room. It's a great venue. Yeah. They treat the bands really well. They take care of the bands. Cool. I can't say enough good things about them. We played there once before. This is our second time in. It's a nice venue, and the hours are great too. Then after that, what do we have after that? We have a couple of private holiday events that we're doing. Thank goodness.
'Tis the season.
And then 'tis the season for that. And then I think after we've got a Diamonds date somewhere around the 16th of December, and then Full Contact Karaoke will be New Year's Eve. Will be at the Hard Rock Cafe on 4th Street. So
cool, very cool. Any other last story to share with us before we let you go, Ryan?
I could literally sit here and
we can tell
with stories.
All right. Sounds like Greg. This is part 1 of the Ryan Murphy trilogy or whatever we want to call it. But it sounds like
you guys should do story time with Ryan. And like I'll just randomly call in and just rattle off stories about local musicians.
Oh, there you go. We're on to something. That actually is not a bad idea, Ryan, because what we can do, especially if there's a guest that the guest that's on that night. I could reach out to Ryan. You got any stories about this guest? You call in, share that story. We're on to something, Greg. We just took the show up another level.
Right. And it's awesome. And then people will know that if they're going to be on your show, that chances are I'm going to have a pretty good story about them that they probably don't want the public to hear. And then they'll call me up and go, dude, what $100 do if you don't tell this story?
So there you see, it's a win-win. It's a win-win.
And it's profitable for everyone.
It could be.
Yes.
Spread the love.
Yeah.
But then again, don't get me wrong. I'm just as nervous because I've got just as many horrible stories out there.
I was going to say, I would be willing to think there's someone out there who are like, okay, tell your story. I'm getting ready to one-up you, buddy. But go ahead.
I don't have any.
Yeah. All right, Ryan.
Well, thanks for having me on. You guys do great with this podcast. It's fantastic.
Thank you. Thanks.
Really cool. And let me just say this: Louisville needs this, to showcase all the talent that we have. Even just the interview and when the bands are playing and whatnot. I mean, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, brother.
Dana, she's been patiently waiting. She's amazing.
I know. She is.
And
I'm good. I'm enjoying the conversation.
Yeah.
And she's
my
doppelganger.
Doppelganger. Yeah.
All right, brother.
There you go.
Ryan. Good talking, brother.
Maybe it was Carl Stuck with a beard.
It is Carl.
Ryan will be in touch, brother.
All right. See you guys. See you, Dana.
All right. Take care, bro.
Bye, Ryan.
See you, buddy.
Bye.
Good stuff, man. Ryan Murphy. Man, there was like that's Greg, a story after story after story. How many of those stories, Greg, that in so many degrees, you were probably attached to them, like that whole 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. There probably could have been, yeah.
Not me. I felt like I was actually on Ryan Murphy's show.
Oh yeah, we were.
I think we were a guest on his show tonight.
Yeah, God love him. But you know what?
Now we got
it's
Dana,
time
though.
it's Dana time. Dana time. Dana.
You know what? I know you opened the show with sports, and I was like, oh no, because I went to UK. I'm a UK grad. Go Cats! But
Cats.
I had
Same here.
I had UL football tickets for a while, since we all know that UK doesn't have a football team.
We got a little bit. We got a little bit, not like the Cards
maybe a
do.
little bit. But
Yeah.
I was at a game, and I turned around and said, what's the, everybody's cheering, and I said, what's the D number sign? And all the people in my section looked at me like, what is your problem? Do you get it?
The D number?
It was the guy that holds up the defense.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the defense sign.
Holding up a D number sign. So I was hoping you were going to ask me any questions about football.
No, we won't. We won't do that. We'll. I do want to ask you about something I've seen on Facebook that you do, and I really don't know exactly. It's a dance team of some sort that you're involved with some other ladies.
Yes. Oh my gosh. It's
what is that? Tell me about that.
We're called Las Explos Divas, and we operate out of the Explosive Rhythms Dance Studio, and we are a Latin dance performance team.
Get out.
Yeah, and it is just really awesome. Actually, now I'm on 2 different teams, the Explosive Divas and the 502 Bachateros, which is a bachata team. So it's 2 different styles of Latin dance, and the bachata team is couples, and the other one is the ladies team. But I am so busy because I'm either learning songs or choreography, and I mean, it is like every week, but it is such a blast. Actually, the 2 shall meet because on December 9th, Audio Addiction is playing at New Directions, which is located across from the Ford plant or whatever. And on our first break, the Divas are going to perform. So, yeah.
Well,
so I'm gonna rock it out for an hour and then go put on my, Dancing with the Stars costume, do that, and then go back and rock some more.
Where did that background come from? Did you do something in college maybe that you've stayed in touch with the dancing, or is that something that you just that you just did after college?
Ever since I was a little kid, really. I did that, and then I was on Ballard High School's dance team, and then
okay, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, and then I just couldn't stop. And then I realized, like, as a grown-up, you sort of have to do either the ballroom thing or the Latin thing. But I met up with these girls, and we're just all just best friends. So we sort of all go together in a big pack. So,
man, it sounds complicated, and it sounds like it is a lot of work. It really does.
It's a lot of work, but we enjoy the process because we like I said, we all hang out together. I mean, we dance together and practice together, and then we go get our nails done together, and then we go eat together, and we all the stuff. So it is complicated because it's a bunch of women.
Well, you hear Latin.
Exactly. Exactly.
Latin music is not easy music.
And there are some amazing Latin bands in this town that you don't hang out with that scene.
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
Yes, there is.
Yeah, the Kentucky Salsa All-Stars and Cosa Seria, and some great bands.
Yep, and they get no exposure really from anything other than your events that you do and certain.
We need to change that, Greg.
They're not out in the clubs. They're not out in the clubs and and doing that kind of stuff. And this, so That's why you don't know this. And there's a lot of musicians out there that's not in the circle, in the clubs, in the scene, that
Right.
nobody's even heard of, that are awesome. Great musicians. So there's always talent out.
If you want to see the Latin band, the dance scene, it's taking a little break, but the dance scene is at Saints on Thursday night. Now,
Okay.
the Latins don't come out till late, so the band is supposed to start at like 10, but I think they get rolling about 10:45, and then it really gets cooking about midnight.
Boy, I bet you see.
Everybody can't do that on a Thursday, but
Yeah.
it's
I bet
awesome.
there's some killer moves out there.
Some killer moves, that is for sure.
Well,
You
speaking
can
of killer,
even come and watch too. So.
yeah, well, I'd have to, because I'm all broken down. I can't dance. I always tell the wife when she wants to dance, if we're out somewhere or whoever, I'm always like, no, I never learned to dance. I was always playing the music. I never did get to dance to it.
Weak.
Yeah, I know.
Weak.
That's my weak
Yeah.
my weak door out. Yeah, I know.
So
Got
in
two
case
left.
your
I got
wife
two
is
left
listening-
feet.
In case
What's
your
that?
wife is listening, I shouldn't mention that they do lessons beforehand, right?
Yeah, you probably shouldn't. You probably shouldn't.
Okay.
Greg, if you need me to edit that part out, I will.
No,
There you
we're
go.
good. We're good.
You know what else? Michelle Metzger-Page, who sings for Replay,
Yes.
Mhm.
she dances salsa also. I mean, I would run into her band here and there, and then one night I was at Saints, and there she was, and just spinning on the floor, having a great time. So never know who you'll run into.
Yeah, that's cool.
Dana, tell us about audio addiction. How long have you guys been doing this, and what's your all story?
I got in the band about 4.5 years ago. It was kind of funny. That was right at the point to where I took a really long sabbatical to, be a mom. So the summer that my daughter was going to college, I was like, what am I going to do with myself? I've been a mom this whole time, empty nesting. And so Dennis Shade, who is my bass player, I met him through church, actually. And then so he called me and said, hey, I'm in this band with our lead singer is Dan English, but he's a cop and he can't make all the gigs. So we want to know if you'd be willing to be our alternate singer. And I was like, oh, I don't want to be in a band, And then I got to thinking about it, and I thought, yes, you definitely want to be in a band. This is what you do. This is what you did before you were a mom. Maybe you should do that again. So I showed up at practice, and I ironically knew a lot of the songs already, and we were just jamming or whatever. So I just kind of kept jamming with them, and then I thought, I can be the alternate singer and play once or twice a month. Well, then after I learned all the songs, then they were like, Dan quit. So you are our...
They set you up.
They totally set me up.
They set you up. That's a good move.
They did, but that was 4.5 years ago, and I'm telling you what, we have a blast together. I love this band. It's a great time. And right now, currently, Dennis Shade is still our bass player, but we've got Dave Hoback on drums, and Ronnie Watchmaker is playing lead guitar for us now. And
really? Oh.
Yeah.
That's recent, right? That's pretty recent.
Yeah.
That is very recent. And it has just been a blast. And then I play rhythm guitar, and it's just super fun. And one of my things is, and you guys know this, one of my things is like, if I'm going to do this on the weekends, then I want to hang out with really cool people. So that's as important to me as the musicianship. And now I feel like, we have the best of all those worlds. So,
is there a band that Dave Hoback does not play with?
Or Ronnie.
I know.
Or Greg Unthank. Wait a minute, Greg. You're asking that, Greg. You're asking that question like that's like the pot calling the kettle black, brother.
Hey, but look, I got sick. I got sick a while back, and who did I get to fill in for me? Dave Hoback.
Who? Oh, you did. Oh, that's right. I went to that gig.
Yeah.
You're right.
You
I
were
did go to
there.
that gig, and he killed it.
Yeah.
He actually killed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he did.
yeah, he
Yeah.
did.
He always kills it.
Yeah.
You know,
He's awesome.
this is hilarious about Dave Hoback. He shows up. Our last gig was at O'Shea's in the Highlands. You know, it's small. They want you to keep the volume down. We don't care. You know, it's a great gig. There was a line out the door the entire time we were playing. We had a blast. But it was hilarious because I showed up and Dave had a snare drum, bass drum, and some cymbals. And that is all. I looked at that kid and I started laughing. And I'm like, there's nobody that can play Dave Grohl with 2 drums and some cymbals with brushes like Dave Hoback.
Yeah, man.
Hilarious.
He is.
Yeah,
And a
he's
great dude.
He's so much fun and adds so much energy. And I mean, he could be talking about what he had for lunch, and you just want to go get the exact same thing because he's amped up about whatever he happens to be doing. So he's been an amazing addition, and I probably hadn't seen him for 15 years, and
Right.
he played the first gig, and it was like we must always play together. So very fun.
Yep, Dave popped up on the scene after being away for a while, a sabbatical. I don't know what he was doing, where he was at, and I seen him about a year and a half ago, and I was playing with Soul Circus at the time, and he was like, dude, he said, you like play with everybody. I was like, well, I do like to pick up a few gigs here and there. He says, man, I want to start doing that, and we became instant buddies, man. He was such a great, like you said, a positive guy, a fun guy to be around. And, it was like maybe a few months later, he had got a gig with a band, and he got another gig with another band, and he got a gig with another band.
He's taking over the world.
Yeah.
A funny story with the fact that Ryan was just on, but our previous drummer, Reggie Payne, who is awesome, he was playing with us, and his wife was pregnant, and they have a 1-year-old, so you can do the math on that. And then he ended up being in the hospital, and we had a gig, and he's like, there is no way I can play. And so I'm like, well, we'll just cancel or whatever. And Ryan Murphy and Steve O'Reilly, and I don't remember who else, but it was like the drummers got together, and they're like, band together, and they were like, let's find Audio Addiction a drummer. So that's how they found Dave. And Dave texted me and was like, let's do this thing. So he was just going to fill in for us one night. Well, then Reggie's wife ended up having to be on bed rest, which meant that Reggie was going to have to be Mr. Mom. So that's how that ended up going. And we've just been nonstop with him since. And, he's really fired up. And since he started with us, we've been doing a lot of 90s music and it was a little bit of an awkward transition because I was replacing a male vocalist. So, we had to work in some chick songs or whatever, and that's been a little bit of a process. And we've always, been a big fan of, rocking out all those 90s songs, the Chili Peppers and Nirvana and Pearl Jam, and there's certainly a place for all that stuff. But now we are going to focus more on some seriously heavy dance music, and we're going to rock it up and kind of do it our style. So we're going to add to all of that. We're going to do some Beyonce, and we're going to do some Rihanna. And I know everybody hears me as, the rocker because that's what we've been doing. But actually, over my lifetime, I've sung a lot more pop than anything.
Yeah.
So
well,
I'm really fired up about that too.
Man, I remember, Kevin, watching Dana like years ago, man, while I was playing, I don't remember who, but
through her shades, her blinds.
No, man, just watch. I mean,
on stage. I got you. Okay,
on
I'm sorry.
At Dutch's Tavern, and she's an awesome singer. Always has been a favorite female vocalist of mine around town. And I was so glad to see her come back and start singing again.
You know who that was with, Greg? That was Bagman.
Yeah, that was Bagman.
Yep.
Yeah.
I used to listen because I was at every one of your gigs because I just loved that band.
Wow. Yeah, and you were playing with Todd Nickens, Steve McGee.
Yep.
I'm trying to remember who else was in that band, but that was a great band, man. Y'all had a great band. And I know you play with other bands I've seen before too.
That was Blonde Logic.
Yeah.
And you want to know something really hilarious is we were at rehearsal one time, and Todd Nickens, who's just awesome, he shows up and he's like, "We are not leaving this room until we name the band." And so you've had those meetings. So anyway,
my gosh.
So Todd Nickens says, "I think we should name the band Blonde Johnson." And I'm like, I'm not fronting a band called Blonde Johnson. I wasn't sure exactly, what the significance of the name was, but I would just, so that's how, so we ended up being Blonde Logic. Well, then Blonde Johnson comes out and is like this amazing band. And
Paul McGarry. I played in a band with Paul McGarry, who was Blonde Johnson.
Paul McGarry. Paul McGarry is incredible.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm in a band with him right now.
Well, you all are in Blue Funk. Well, I see, I was telling Kevin every Wednesday night, I lead this group of high school girls. It's a church group, and we do it at Paul McGarry's house.
Oh, yeah, with Jill. With Jill,
Jill's my co-leader, and I just think that's really funny, and I get to see Paul every Wednesday night, and he's a great guy.
Oh, yeah, he is great. Jill's wonderful. They're great people.
Yeah.
Well, what about that?
I know.
Look at
Small
that.
world. Well, I was leading this group with Jill a year ago, and she said, "I'm getting married." I had kind of just met her, and I said, "Do I know him?" And she said, "Oh no, he's a musician." And I was like, "Try me." She's like, "Yeah, his name's Paul McGarry." And I was like, "Stop it!" I mean, I about hit the floor, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" And then knowing her, I was like, "Well, of course you guys are getting married."
Yeah, right. Yeah,
I like Paul.
yeah.
Paul, good guy.
He's great. I need to come out and see Blue Funk.
Well, we're trying to get
Super talented. Yes.
The last time you all played, I was in South America on vacation.
Oh,
South
okay.
America. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Check this out, Greg. I got to give Dana a couple shout outs. Her Ballard connection. Three of my kids, 2 have graduated, went there and graduated. My youngest is a freshman there, so go Bruins.
Yeah.
Go
And
Bruins.
I just go Bruins. And I just on the Facebook show link, I added a comment, though it looks like it's my comment, but it says shooting from the lip. It says one of Kevin Hale's guilty pleasures: chicks with raspy voices. Dana Lester Smith and Jeni Carr. Jeni is, I don't know if you know Jeni, Dana, but
Jeni Carr.
You sound a lot like her, and I tell you, that's
Calm down.
if I'm gonna have
down.
calm down. Okay, I'm calming down. All right, bring me down, Greg. Bring me down.
He sounds flustered, don't he?
good raspy pillow talk is like that's the best.
I got you there for sure.
Yeah.
You want to know something funny about Ballard? I graduated from Ballard in the same year with Tommy Miller, with Will Caton, for singer for Whatever Will, with Tevin Steer, who sings for This, That, and the Other, and the year after me, Kathleen Hoy. We all graduated from Ballard.
Wow, a talented group.
Cool.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very.
It's good times. I always tell Tommy Miller, we sang the ring ceremony together. We did a duet from Fame. That is so gonna date me, but.
Oh. Wow. Can you give us Dana? Can you give us a sample? Just a small sample.
A sample of what
of that moment.
Was?
That moment. Sing a sample. Come on.
I'm trying to think of the song. I remember it was from Fame.
It's not that one, I Want to Live Forever, or that one, is it?
No.
No, not that one. Okay.
You know what? I'll
All
think of it though after this broadcast.
You probably
I'm
will.
right.
Yeah, you just send me an audio, and I'll be just as happy. So.
I'll do
Get
it.
me set.
I will do it.
Yeah.
I will do it.
What's with audio addiction? How is you guys have regular gigs at 4th Street?
Oh, yes, we do. At Tango,
Playing in front of all those little kids? How's that
the
like?
little, you know, I have to tell you, the little kids, for some reason, the little kids love our band, and it's hilarious because I've actually seen my friends' kids there, it's rip roaring wasted, going, oh my gosh, the singer knows my dad, you know. But that place is always just completely off the hook fun. It's weird because it goes in waves, but by about our second set, you just can't move in there, and if you're the band, it is just the most fun to play that place.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You got that kind of reaction.
They love the bands, and Tango treats their bands really well. So you know how we love that.
Oh, of course.
But yeah, we play there at least once a month, if not twice. And I told them, I'm like, we'd be your house band if you'd let us.
Is it? I'm on now, Dane. I'm gonna kind of call you out a little bit here. What's it like playing, making all those eye contacts with those 20-some-year-old boys? Yeah, boys.
Well, you know, I will take any attention I can get.
I mean, touche.
Typical front man. I'm tired of talking about me. You talk about me.
Good boy. I like it. Good answer. Yeah, we attention. Any attention is better than none. Right.
Exactly. And you know something crazy is it's not as much the guys, but it's the girls love to rock with me, and you know I love that because if you can get the girls to come in, then the guys will be there. So
there you go.
Oh yeah.
It's good times.
That's why I'm always in the band, because the guys know that if I'm in the band, then the girls are coming.
The chicks are coming. See,
the chicks are
right.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Dana, as we're wrapping up this segment, I'm going to throw this at you. We do a thing called Round of Shots. It's a quick kind of 6-question answer Q&A thing.
Yeah.
It's painless. We'll have fun with it. Number 1.
Okay.
First concert you attended.
Andy Gibb.
Wow.
OMG.
Wow. And
remind me. Is that Gibb still alive? That one's not, is he? He's not alive, is he?
He's not.
Yeah.
Oh,
and he was a great concert.
He
really
My wife loves him.
Oh yeah.
Still loves. Wait a minute, Greg. Loves or loved?
Loved. That's past
loved.
tense.
Okay, we moved.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry.
Now, Dana, did you have a like on your wall or something?
Sean Cassidy.
Oh, posters.
His post.
No, I had Rob Lowe.
Okay.
Oh,
Rob Lowe.
You know, exactly. That's just not at all cool now. But
that's kind of controversial, right?
Yeah, that was before.
I'll tell you what. Let's give props to Rob Lowe. I saw him on Comedy Central, that roast he did not too long ago. But I'll give props to him. That dude, for his age, he's aged pretty damn well. I can say that as a straight male. He's got it going on.
He's hot. He's on a show. He's on a TV show. Another one.
Yeah, he's everywhere now.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, he's right now as popular as he was then. Let's see. All right. Second. Give me a celebrity that you would like to be stuck in an elevator with.
Rob Lowe.
Oh,
not
no.
you. Dana.
No, my latest celebrity crush is Wentworth Miller from Prison Break on Netflix. You seen that?
Yeah, but isn't he not playing on like Greg and our team?
I would change that if I were in an elevator.
You would change it. Oh, okay. There you go. I like that.
Wow.
She would. He would no longer be on that team. Yeah, I did hear that he
Right.
was on the other team, but it's all good.
He'd
But
be
yeah,
on my team in an elevator.
he'd be on your team.
I
That's
kind
all.
of like the way she said that. I kind of like. The
I
way she
did
said
too.
that.
I mean, I love that. And think of that. And then Dana, you came from a church thing tonight, right? Not to.
I did come from a church thing, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
That might have sounded a little bit like innuendo, huh?
That's okay with me. I just it's all good. It's all good. You had me once you start. I haven't seen you perform through the blinds or on stage, Greg. And it's in that voice. As soon as I heard that voice, I heard that raspy little sound. I was like, man, this is gonna be a fun night. So, anyways, all right. Number 3, during a gig, Dana, tell us a pet peeve.
A pet peeve during a gig would be too much time between songs.
So what you're saying is you're a pro.
I just like to keep it rolling, because
There you go. And that's what a pro
and
does.
I'll tell you, and I'll tell you why. Because if there's too much time between songs, I'm supposed to say stuff, and it's not entertaining unless I say things that are funny, and my funny only lasts so long, and then I got
you don't do stand-up comedy, is what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
Okay.
Well, yeah, it's a hard job to do that stuff, man. I'm glad I don't have to worry about that.
Well, and nobody really cares what the singer's really saying. They're just like, let's get on with the next song because we want to dance. So
Yeah.
all they hear is blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Blah, blah.
Yeah.
All right. Number 4. Number 4, Dana. Tell us about a scar that you have and how did you get it?
A scar.
Yes.
A scar. All right, this will sound really weird because I'm trying to think of scars, but I have a scar between my toes, and all I'm going to say, because I'm kind of have a weak stomach, so the only thing that I'm going to say to you is it was caused by the head of a nail.
Oh, gosh.
I'm with you there. I have a scar on the bottom of my foot that I stepped on a nail.
Yeah, it was really ugly.
Well.
Good question, Kevin. Moving on.
Yeah. All right. Greg, while we're at it, have you ever shared I think I've asked that question a time or two before. Do you have a scar and a good scar story?
I'm a Frankenstein, man. I've got scars on.
You've got scars on scars, right?
I've got scars on. I got knees, on my eye, on my hands. Oh yeah.
On your eye.
Yeah,
on
I was a kid. I was running in the kitchen and I fell and not the exact eye, but on my eyebrow. I hit the corner of the stove and it busted open, and I had to get stitches.
Oh.
So,
Owie.
yeah, I think that. Yeah. So.
A note to self: I will not run in the kitchen anymore.
Don't run anymore in the kitchen.
Definitely not at our age. Yeah. All right, Dana. Number 5. What's your favorite phone app?
My favorite phone app would be, oh gosh, I mean, I check in on Facebook a lot just to make sure that nobody liked something I posted. And gosh, I'm going to tell you, and so y'all can't make fun of me, but my favorite phone app is Tony Evans, and it's sermons. It is church sermons from Tony Evans.
Oh Lord!
And I got that on, and Tony Evans is like this real big black preacher, and he is just awesome. So
this guy has his own app for his sermons.
He does, and
wow.
I just want to say that it takes a lot of sermons to keep me straight. So, you know what I'm saying? So I use that app a lot.
Oh.
Yeah, that's surprising. And then I go to Tango.
And then you go to Tango. And make all those eye contacts with those 20-some-year-old little boys that
right. And then I have to listen to more sermons. Exactly.
Then you got to listen to more sermons. All right. Last shot question: if you had access to a time machine and could go anywhere in the past, living past, pre-birth past, where would you go?
A location.
Anywhere, location, event, whatever. It's your time machine. And our budget only allows for you to go to one place. You can only go to one place. That's our budget.
Only go to one place. Gosh, there's so many places I'd want to go, but I think it'd be really fun to have gone to Woodstock.
Yeah, that's kind of a common answer for musicians on here.
Yeah,
is it really?
We've had it a few times.
Greg, wait, Greg, you played at Woodstock, didn't you?
Yeah, I played there.
With about three bands that you alternated with, because that's just how you roll.
That's how I roll. That's it. I played with Sly and the Family Stone. I played with Hendrix. I played with Santana. And you would have,
Brother G, you would have nailed every gig, every.
There's no doubt.
Dana, why don't you real quick share with us a Greg Unthank story that you have that would make me want to throw up in my mouth?
There is none.
I know.
Yes.
It was so long ago. I just remember, I was at every Bagmen show. And just tackled Greg to give him a great big smooch every time I saw him.
Nice.
Because he's always got a great big smile, and he's awesome.
He does. He does.
Yep.
Yes.
That's right.
Oh, them were the good old days.
Yep.
I think the last opportunity, Greg, I had a chance to meet Dana, and I don't think I've met her per se in person yet. There was a benefit gig, Dana, at the county line that you played. It was a kid. You were there. I think by the time I got there, you had already played and left. But that's probably one of the opportunities. I don't generally make it to 4th Street for you and the band. I may sacrifice and infiltrate a night with a bunch of kids if I could talk my 21-year-old daughter and her little 21-year-old friends to meet me there and make it a family / kind of fun night. I might get to 4th Street. So
that would be cool. And again, if you want to see the full-on Dana Smith show, December 9th at New Directions, then that's the band and the Divas.
Man, I love
that. That's actually, you know what? We have to. I tell you, December 9th. I gotta look at the calendar because that actually, the fact that that's a Friday night, right? Right.
I think so.
Dana?
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It sounds like
probably
you're
have to.
Cancel them.
Well, I do a Friday night podcast. I may have to. Greg, tell Tiffany she's on her own that night.
You just have to broadcast live from New Direction.
I might have to broadcast from New Direction. Yeah. So
that would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Dana, share with us all of your social media, where people can find you and the band.
The best place to find us is on Facebook, and we are Audio Addiction, only Audio Addiction on Facebook. So you sort of have to search Audio Addiction Louisville. We are working on our website, which is audioaddictionrocks.com, but we don't have anything up yet. So because we've had a couple of member changes, we're in that weird place where we're working on our pictures and a video and our website. But for now, Facebook is where you'd find us.
I'm looking on your Facebook page, and for the record, it's Audio Addiction Band is the Facebook page name. The second thing,
Yep.
Dana, is I look at the background picture for the band. It's you with your with both your hands up. It looks like you got a drumstick in your hand.
I do.
But your backside is facing the band. Is that because the backside is something you're proud of and you like to show off? Just for the record.
I have to tell you that I am a very accomplished air drummer.
Are you now? Okay.
I am. Ask
All
go
right.
back.
All right.
And I love to play air drums. So
Do
that
you now?
is what was going on there. Well, actually,
Okay.
I did have a stick in my hand, so I think I hit it.
You do. It is. I see it. There is.
Yeah.
You can't. Yeah. It's fact. You have a stick in your hand. But you
Yeah.
know,
That was
one of the last questions I got to ask you tonight, because I'm a straight shooter, and Greg is probably cringing because, as a musician, he probably doesn't want me to go there. But I have to ask: how much do you incorporate your looks, your appearance into these gigs? And I say that with all due respect. I can already tell and I've heard you. I've heard you sing. The voice is there. So do you, as a performer, manipulate your audience with that beautiful blonde hair, with one drumstick in your hand, and your and the backside, so that the 20-some-year-old boys are like, "Good Lord."
You know, my theory is just bring it all.
Bring
first
it
of
on.
all, thank you for all of those.
It is a compliment. Absolutely. Right.
I appreciate
Absolutely.
that. I just say, just bring everything you got.
Like it's your last show. Like it's your last show.
Like it's your last show.
There you go. Yeah, Greg, would you concur? Am I off wrong, or
Are you wrong?
Does Dana got game? Is basically what I'm saying. Guy code. Dana got game, Greg? Okay.
Absolutely. And she dresses like the front woman, and she performs. She's a performer.
She
so
gotta go.
you know,
she does.
Yeah.
I can't. No, I really. Yeah, I can't wait to hang out at a gig and see if I want to see if Dana can mesmerize me like she does those little boys at the gigs at 4th Street. So.
I hear a challenge.
Sounds like yeah. It is basically, and I'll let you know. I'll tell you. I'll tell you if it works. Double dog dare you.
Good. I will keep that in mind for sure. Now my philosophy is if you don't bring it, then you might as well just play the CD.
That's it.
Enough said. Enough said.
Yeah.
All right, D Money. And we went past our. For the record, we actually shut down the live part of our show at 11:30. So you went on past it. Good conversation. The whole show is available for an upload. But Dana, thanks so much for hanging out with Greg and I tonight.
Thanks for having me. You guys are a blast.
I told you. Did I tell you? You had this sense of unease about tonight, like
because
you were walking.
You know what that is?
What?
I'm a control freak, and I want to know everything.
You want to? Okay, and you had no control tonight. Well, see, guess what, Dana?
None.
I'm a control freak, and I have control of tonight. So there you go.
You know what? And my favorite people are also control freaks, and really control nothing. But so
and
good.
I
make sure everything stays under control.
He does, and Greg makes sure everything exactly. There you go. Yeah. He's the balance. But yeah, Dana, great segment, good stuff. We're gonna hang out. I'm gonna come and see you very soon. So much success to
I
you.
hope so. I've enjoyed talking to y'all so much. I'm like, we should have lunch or something. But yeah,
we should.
To the gig. That was so good.
All right, lady. Thanks for hanging with us. Good stuff.
All right.
Thanks, Dana. Love you, girl. Talk to you later.
Okay.
Take care, Dana.
All right.
Wow, Greg. I mean, tonight, I think it was safe to say when we had tonight's guest booked, we knew what we were getting with Ryan. We knew we would get conversation and good stories. Dana came on and just delivered it as well. This was a very fun night for us, and A little longer than we normally go, and like you, I'm ready. We gotta call it a night, but as always, fun night. Always get to hang out with you, Greg. Remind us, New Direction this Saturday. Spare Change Millionaires is there, right?
That's right.
Good stuff. It is right.
New Direction Saturday, and let's see. I'm actually looking to see if I can plug anything else real quick.
Look, while you do that, I realize I didn't plug our show, so think of that. Social media, you can find our show on SoundCloud and Stitcher apps. We're on iTunes and YouTube. Subscribe there, please. You can like us on Twitter, The Shooting Lip, at Kevin Hale 423, at Greg_Unthank. Follow us, like us on Facebook and Instagram as well. Again, great show. We talked politics, sports, and music tonight.
Yeah.
Covered it
all. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight, people who are listening live. We had an audience tonight with Ryan and Dana on tonight. So we wish everyone we wish everyone a good night and a very good Thursday. Peace out, Louisville. Later.
At no time were any animals or people hurt during this presentation of Shooting from the Lip.
Lying awake and yet nothing I take calms me down. Staking my claim on a permanent place on some sacred ground. No matter what I do, it always seems I end up here. The memories of you and the shit we went